And finally, the Judiciary Committee, Stand Committee Report number 1527-12. Representative Johanson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In opposition?
Please proceed in opposition.
I wish to speak, my main point of opposition hinges on Section 4 of this particular resolution. Having worked for 2 years in presidential personnel tasked solely with facilitating, vetting, and recommending candidates for presidential appointment that required Senate confirmation, what I just thought I would share with the members, as frustrating as it was at times not to be able to have a simple majority up or down vote, and I think the intent of the resolution is certainly a good one, what I found in practice was that it actually forced the White House to come up with some more consensus candidates that had broad bipartisan support. And because many of these people have billions of dollars and thousands of people under their direction, and they have vast, broad powers under the federal government, I found, as difficult as it was often for me, that it actually created a system where we found better candidates that probably served all of America's interests. So for those reasons, I wish to express my opposition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In opposition for Representative Johanson. Representative Fontaine.
No vote, Mr. Speaker.
A no vote, Representative Fontaine. Representative Ching.
No vote, please.
A no vote for Representative Ching. Representative Revere, followed by Pine.
No vote,
A no
thanks.
vote for Representative Revere. Representative Pine.
Yes, in opposition and some comments.
Please proceed in opposition.
I'm a proud descendant of one of our founding fathers, Alexander Hamilton, who's on the $10 bill. And so I have a very interesting family. And we have a tremendous reverence for the Constitution. And so I'm in opposition because of Section 3, which urges the abolishment of the Electoral College. I am continually looking at the Constitution and reading the histories of our founding fathers, and I am every time amazed at the complexity of the Constitution and how they really thought through every little part of government. And they really wanted to make sure that every American, in a sense, was properly represented both through the Senate and the House, as well as the presidential elections. Certainly it has created a republic that has made it very difficult sometimes to pass things because everyone's views is certainly represented. But what's so special here is no one view is worth more than the others. So what is the Electoral College, Mr. Speaker? Basically, the Electoral College is for every House member, each state is given 1 vote, and for per House member and every Senate member, every state is given 2 votes. And the House of Representatives is really supposed to represent the will of the people. The Senate, however, is supposed to represent the will of the states. And our founding fathers wanted to do this is because they wanted to make sure that a small state like ours was not any less than California. So through the electoral process, because we have 2 senators, which is equal to California, that can easily outvote us, we actually have more power and more votes in Hawaii through the electoral process. If we were to go back to a system where we just say, hey, winner take all, every American vote wins an election, then Hawaii would be meaningless because we wouldn't have 2 votes, which is equal to California. People will no longer think that we're important, and Congress will no longer look upon us in the favor that they do in presidential elections. So that's why I cannot vote for this resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion? Representative McKelvey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, in opposition.
Please proceed in
And
opposition.
my opposition is basically based upon the dangers of the Constitutional Convention. I just want to share a brief story with the members. Back in the day, Mr. Speaker, when I was an aide, when the legislature was over at Hemmeter Building, a resolution was introduced calling for a Constitutional Convention for a balanced budget amendment, something that everybody pretty much supported. But as the resolution made its way through, a lot of groups from both the left and the right came in there very upset. And one of the things that came out through the process of committee hearing is once the Constitutional Convention is called, anything can be brought to the floor. There are no sacred cows. Title IX, Native Hawaiian entitlement programs, all of that's on the chopping block, could be, as well as these other issues that other people have raised. Once it's in the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, it's in the Constitution. Can't be removed by act of Congress later on. And I'm very concerned that while I appreciate the intent of the author and I respect his passions, I just think it's a danger because you're opening up a lot of issues and cans of worms that will affect both sides of the political spectrum. And that's why at this point I just cannot support this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Representative Marumoto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am in opposition to this particular resolution. I am not opposed to state or national constitutional conventions. However, the reasons for this particular National Constitutional Convention are not to my liking, so that is the reason for my no vote.
Okay, thank you very much. Representative H.C.R.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please register a no vote, and can I please have the words of the speaker from Lahaina entered into the journal as if they were my own?
So ordered. Anyone else? This is a voice vote. Representative Ward.
Speaker, in opposition,
Yes.
with the question, how can we, after having a 1978 Constitution, having voted down for 30 years for the people of Hawaii to open up and look at issues, vote for this when in effect we can't do it locally, but we wanted to do it at the national level? It doesn't make sense. That's why it's a strong no vote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.